Never met a bitch that I couldn't fuck. Never leave the house without no bucks. Appreciate the real bitch that's us. Never met a bitch that I couldn't love. Never met a bitch that I couldn't fuck. Never leave the house without no bucks. Appreciate the real bitch that's us.
Your day one's been hating since day two. They hate but they act like they with you. Them hoes that you with ain't official. They gon' leave once you ain't beneficial. I ain't falling in love.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the Cause and Effect Podcast. This is episode number 6. I am your host, Chico, and with me is my co-host, Fernando.
Yo.
And we are back, guys. Clap it up for that. Yeah. This is episode number 6. We get better and better every single time, man. And
Yes,
yeah,
we
I'm gonna
do.
be cocky. I'm a brag about it. You know, this shit is hard work.
A lot of work.
Yo, you know what's dope? That we set all this shit up ourselves. A lot of people have podcasts, they have a team, they have a studio.
Yeah.
You know, we started from scratch, and we could definitely say that we've improved. I mean, the listeners have said it themselves. You know, they see it shaping
Yeah.
into something better and better every single
Yeah.
time. So it's something to be excited about, something to, you know, clap again about. Yeah, yeah. Today we're not doing the gunshots and the click clack. You know,
We know it's Patterson. We know
we're on
it's
a-
normal, but we're gonna change it up.
Yeah, man, we sounded too crazy last time. It was fun. It,
a lot
it,
of
it
fun.
definitely needed that sound effect, so you could tell what level of of intensity or whatever aggressive mind we were coming from, or perspective when we were talking about liking pictures on Instagram and all that. So today we're coming with something different. But before we get it started, man, how's your week? How you been? What's
Week's
up?
been good, man. Cold, like
Cold,
always.
but you excited that this might have been the last bit of snow we see
Yo.
for the rest of the year?
I hope it is. I'm tired.
You know,
I'm
it'd be
tired of
crazy.
it.
Like at the end of the month, it just a big ass snowstorm.
Or next week, just out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we
that
ain't
would
jinx
suck.
it for everybody. We're gonna get killed.
No,
I'm
but
excited.
I mean, after the snow, like the weather's been so great. Like yesterday, I had a little
Bro,
sweater on. Today,
I'm in Connecticut. You know, I work out there now, guys. So that's a
like,
little update.
You gotta start bragging. Now
I
you don't
mean,
live
there's
in
nothing to
Patterson
brag
no
about,
more.
man. It's just a little different scenario.
Been out there for like
It's,
a day.
You know, obviously, it's not even the best scenario when it comes, the best place when it comes to snow. But it snowed less over there where I was at than
Yeah.
over here, and the sun came out right after, and it melted all the fucking snow that actually fell. It felt like, oh look, it's spring, right after the day of snowstorm. It was crazy. The next day after, I was like, yo, it's beautiful out here. And so obviously it looks like spring is making its way in. So that's something to be excited about and happy for. Which means summer is approaching.
Yeah.
You know, summer is fun and scary at the same time
What you say?
when you're in a relationship.
I.
He said, "Aye." Isn't it?
It
I mean,
is.
and don't get it twisted. I'm not
It
saying
is.
that it's scary for us. Like, oh,
Mhm.
it's not like, oh, we want to be uncuffed for the summer.
it's-
It's scary because our girls, or girls, period. You know, they start wearing them some dresses. They start, you know, they start getting a little sexy, a little, you know, they letting off those layers that they wore all
man,
winter.
I mean, as long as it's
And-
not
and what
much
I-
showing.
No. What I mean is, it gets scary because niggas start thinking about buying guns. You know, you never thought about buying a gun.
Yo, keep unveiling your mind. keep throwing it out.
Yo,
there.
I mean, I'm telling you, you never thought about buying a gun. Like, déjame cuál se pasa de fresco.
Okay, ¿qué más?
¿Qué
What
más?
else you thought about buying? A Hummer?
All that, bro.
Thought
Like,
about buying a
niggas
Hummer
get,
with some
niggas
spikes
get.
in the front and
That's why I'm
shit?
gonna get brolic for the summer. I'm getting brolic. You know, I'm losing a little weight.
Man,
I'm
you
getting
can't fight
ready.
everybody in your way, my nigga. Because I mean,
Listen, I'm not talking about fighting. I'm just talking about, you know, making sure niggas know what's up.
yeah, niggas is gonna look regardless, bro.
Hey, they can look,
That's,
cause
it's
it is
just-
what it is. But you know, you gotta have the hammer next to you. You gotta have something next to you. Se
Mhm.
pone de fresco. Yeah.
Fresco,
Oye,
sabroso.
ve acá. What you doing, my G? What's good? So, guys, this episode is gonna be completely random, and I say that as a warning because there's a lot of things we want to talk about. We're gonna try to focus around a specific topic, but our minds everywhere. You know, we got a lot of good things happening in our life. We have many, expected goals to reach in in the next couple of weeks, months or so.
Yeah.
So,
And
our emotions are high.
Saying that, let's give a shout out to everybody that's been reposting us.
Yes,
That's been
yes,
liking us.
yes,
That's
yes.
been commenting and reaching out to us. We appreciate everything you guys say. We look at everything. That's where you guys get to talk to us and
Yeah.
and share what you guys would like to listen and what you guys and share any ideas or anything that you guys have for us. So, I mean, we appreciate you guys taking the time to listening to podcasts and then going back on IG
Facts.
and reaching out to us. So,
Yo, the people that reposted our the
Yeah.
and I'm gonna clarify that the reason for that post wasn't for you to repost that post. The reason for that post was to go back to our page, or even my Instagram, and look at and listen to the Freestyle Friday videos that are up there and repost your favorite
the
one.
favorite one.
Everybody just reposted the post again. I guess the message was a little bit unclear.
That's your fault, bro. Don't blame.
Hey,
people.
I'm not blaming them. I'm just clarifying the message. I'm gonna do another one,
Blame the
and
messenger.
I'm gonna clarify it on that post, the actual post. So, guys, get used to reading captions because I feel like people look at something and just go, "Oh," they look at one word, repost. Okay, I repost it, and they don't read through the whole thing sometimes, or it wasn't clear enough for you guys. So this time, I'm letting you guys know. If you're rocking with the podcast, we appreciate you. If you reposted that picture, we appreciate you. If you're hitting us up, and the cool thing is they're not really hitting us up to critique the podcast in a way of what we can fix. They're more of, yo, I like what you guys are doing. I like that you guys are shaping it into what it is. Because we can be honest, we go back to episode number 1. And we were kind of like, like anybody starts, like when you start at the
Yeah.
gym and you don't know what machine to go on or
Exactly.
what you're working out on. We didn't know what we were doing, but we were just doing something that we enjoy, doing something that we have a vision for, and it's been developing as we go, and we're excited about it, and we're glad to see that our people, even the people that that we didn't even expect to hit us
Yeah.
up, has hit us up and said, "Yo, that's dope. I like what you guys are talking about. I like the topics, and we're gonna continue to, improve that." And we said it in the
Yeah.
beginning that our mission is to have an real entertainment, good positive messages, but also, things that people can relate to, and we can just have fun, and people can feel like they're here with us right now in this
Yeah, yeah.
room, recording as we speak. So
Well, I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you my favorite video. Since we are here, I'm gonna do it live.
dope. He's
The
the guy
third-
that records the
The
videos.
third-
So
I'm the guy behind the camera. In case
he's the
you
one
guys were
behind the camera,
wondering.
guys. So, we
So,
work as a team. We don't have a
yeah.
videographer right now, so we're working with what we got. But I definitely appreciate Fernando taking out the time always to, get the good angles and make sure that the video comes out dope.
My favorite one is the third one from
Episode number
episode number 3.
3.
That's my favorite one.
And that one, I forget which one
Huh?
it was.
Well, my favorite part.
The toupee? No, oh, okay. the little dance in the midst of it.
This one.
They been
Been
gay.
gay.
Hey. I lost my inspiration.
there.
Think I got it back today. Okay. Hey. If you guys are rocking with that video too, I say repost it. My girl likes the 4th video because she likes the content behind it because she understands what I'm talking about. A
Gotcha.
lot of these things that I'm saying on these videos are things that are actually in our lives, just that people that are outside looking in don't know, and they can just say, "Oh, he sounds good," or the words sound like they're rhyming or whatever, but everything has a meaning behind it. So those that don't know me, that's for you guys. Those that do know me, they know what I speak about. They know that I don't talk about shit that I don't live or anything that I don't do or haven't done or been through. So, yeah, guys, this is episode number 6.
And that no, let's stop bragging about each other.
What? I mean, hey, look,
nah,
it's good to feel good about the things you do, because
Of course,
you know what it is that sometimes, look,
If
and we can talk about this as a topic today. Sometimes we look for other people to tell us good things to make us feel good about ourselves. And when people don't, we feel like we ain't doing shit.
Mhm.
But sometimes you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, yo, I'm the fucking man. Like, that's how you go out and do shit. I'm the fucking man. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. It's good. Don't sit and butter yourself up and just sit and marinate in it. But take the time out to appreciate yourself. Take the time out to say, yo, I'm the fucking man. I'm a badass girl. Like, I'm not going to say the bitch
All
word.
right, bro. How will you feel?
Well, if you don't, girls don't take that as offense.
Oh, I thought you were talking about yourself.
No, I'm talking about girls, because it's not only guys that listen to our podcast. But
Yeah, I'm a badass. I'm
yeah.
a badass female.
I'm a boss ass
badass-
bitch. Bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna feel good about yourself, even if you don't believe those words. It has to start with you believing in it. So when other people say shit like your podcast is dope, you can look at them and say, yo, I know that, but I appreciate you
that.
taking out the
Yeah.
time to noticing that we're doing something
Yeah.
fire. So take the time out, man. Appreciate the goals that you've achieved, the things that you've done, the steps that you've taken forward, because we don't give ourselves enough credit.
That's true.
And it doesn't sound like bragging when you're just acknowledging shit that you don't really care if other people do or don't. And I'm gonna give you guys a story. I had a moment like that last night where I was in my feelings. I was feeling some type of way. I was gonna post it on Instagram and just go off, but I said I would do it today, so I'm gonna do it.
All right.
I had a moment where I was looking, when you expect people to do something that that you just have a relationship with, and they'll do it because they fuck with you, right?
Mhm.
So when I posted that post, reposted the next video, whatever video you fuck with, the freestyle video, whatever, I had pictures in my mind of people that would actually do it. Like, I had expectations of certain friends, people that I really have a good
reposted the
relationship with,
picture.
right? You reposted the picture.
I got the wrong message.
I get it.
You
but-
already know
but you
what
did
I
it.
would have
But
reposted that.
Yeah. So, like, and I didn't even think about you because you're a part of the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I get what you're saying.
But I was thinking about other people that the most they can do if they don't listen to the podcast is pass it forward to somebody else that might want to listen to it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I had that mindset, and I didn't see that love. I didn't see that happen. I saw it from other people, and I found myself not appreciating the people that took the time out to do it,
Yeah,
the ones
yeah.
that I least expected, the ones
Yeah.
that probably don't even have that much of recent it's more of a recent relationship than a long relationship with, that went out and did it, and now I was kind of like marinated in the pity of these niggas don't really fuck with what we doing right now, and I'm looking for, and then I had a moment where I had to think about, what am I looking for? Their approval, their appreciate. Am I doing it for their likes,
Mhm.
their perspective? And I had a moment where I had to snap out of it. I was talking to my girl, and I said, I was feeling some type of way, and she gave me some really good words of encouragement. And at the same time as her speaking to me, it made me realize, I didn't need that.
Yeah.
Because it was a moment where I was like, you're going to say it's popping in private, but you don't say it and you don't go publicly and post it. So I feel like I felt some type of way. I was like, is that phony?
Does that come because we always been a small circle? So since we always been a small circle, we always kind of like spoke to each other like that. Maybe that's why you feel like that?
No, because it was even people outside of our circle that I have a
No,
real
but
good
that's-
relationship
no,
that
but
I was
that's what I
expecting for them to go out and at least do that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know how you could watch the people that see your Insta snaps,
Mhm.
and you see a lot of people that watch your Insta snaps that you fuck with, and they fuck with you, and they watch your Insta snap every single day, whether they're passing through it or they tap to see what you got going on. So I was thinking those people would go out and take the 5 minutes that it takes to just repost it.
It don't even take that long.
If you have a slow phone, if you don't know how to work the phone,
I
5
think
minutes.
everybody got a
I'll give you
fast phone
5
right now.
minutes, right?
Yeah.
But my point to this is, man, don't look for approval of other people, even if it's people that you expect to rock with you. We said it in the beginning that we was gonna do this podcast for everybody, and the people that we don't know is the purpose. to reach out to people that we don't know,
We
to
also-
reach a different market
We also do this.
or crowd, so to speak.
That too, but
Yeah.
we also do this because we like this. Like,
It's
you know,
dope.
I
We do
mean,
this
I
on a
feel-
daily basis
I
when we
like-
talking.
Exactly. Like we like sitting down in the car and stuff, and talk, have conversations, stuff like that. So I mean, it's a little different when you sit in front of the mic, but
Pause.
but it's dope that we get to share this with other people, and that it's conversations that we feel
Yeah.
like instead of having us two, it's like a global conversation or become a global conversation. and we
Yeah,
speak
it's
that
coming
into
from
existence.
local to global.
Exactly.
And
so-
that's the goal of it. But it comes to us looking at the people that you have, supporting you, and not to discredit the support that they given in the beginning, or other ventures that we've had, or other side hustles that we do have, that we still have to this day, because we don't just have a job and do the podcast. We do other things, and people have supported us in everything that we do in their own ways. I just looked at it like it didn't kill you, because you if you listen to a podcast, our goal is to reach outside of our circle. So if you have people outside of your circle that you might want to listen to, it made me think, all right, maybe you don't want your people to listen to us, or you think that we're not that popping enough for people to listen to us. So when we get popping, that's when you're gonna repost our shit. So I had that moment where I'm thinking of all these different things, and then I had to sit down and had a drink, and I said, you know what, man,
why
fuck
you ain't
that.
call me?
Hey, man, listen.
I would have told you some shit.
I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
Like there's times that I think
That
about
was my
This-
venting
this-
session right
yeah,
there.
there's times that it gets to me also. I look at the listens and stuff like that, and the views and the likes and stuff. But at the end of the day, we're starting, and I a person that I look at their Instagram, and I looked at their
beginning.
Insta snaps.
Yeah,
The
okay.
Insta snaps is Radel Ortiz.
Rodell, yeah.
He
Shout out to
speaks
him.
a
He's
lot.
doing some
Yeah, he's
fire
doing some
fire
dope-
videos.
yeah.
He's getting a lot of
He's
love.
doing some funny
Cardi
videos.
B shouted him out.
Yeah.
Drake. I was about to call him by his Instagram name. Drake
He commented
liked-
on the
liked
Yeah.
the video that she reposted, so
Yeah.
he saw the video of Rodell. So you got Drake watching your video and liking it. You got Cardi B reposting it. That's
Yeah.
love, man. That's dope.
But the messages that he sent through his Insta snap, like the messages that when he sits down and talk, like he be spitting out
Yeah,
some,
man.
some real shit. And like one of the things was that that he doesn't do his content for the people, for the likes, for the follow. He loves doing his videos, and he knows that also people enjoy them, and it helps them in a way.
Yeah.
So
And to add to that, but he also admitted to having had a funk where Cardi B reposted it, and I think she took it down, and he
Yeah.
was just like, damn. It was kind of like a week or 3 days without posting one video, and he had to snap out of it. So
Yeah.
that was one of those moments that we had, that I had. I don't know if
No, I had
you've
those.
had those moments when you look
and maybe I did wrong by not calling you either, but.
Hey, look, man, we got.
I mean, I'm I come from a single mother. I'm the
Yeah.
only child, so I'm used to like dealing shit by myself. So
yourself,
that's
yeah,
probably
yeah, yeah.
why. You know what? Never do that again, yo. We call each
yeah,
other.
we just gotta,
People
give
probably
us up
like
a
these
call.
guys.
give us
So
up a
much
call and be like,
love.
yo, my nigga, you saw that shit? You saw that shit? Like, this shit whack.
Alright,
And
so-
just vent. So that was my venting moment where
vented
that I
moment.
that I yeah that I wanted to kind of talk about last night on Instagram, and I thought it would be a dope shit to just let it go on the podcast. For those that do listen, for those that take 40, 30, an hour of their time to listen to us, we appreciate you, man.
Yep.
And it could be one person, it could be 10 people, it could be 20. It's just, if all I ask, if you do listen to it and you did take that time out, pass it forward to somebody else. It could be on your Instagram, or it can just send a message to somebody, say, yo, check these guys out. And we'll appreciate that, because our goal is to reach people that we don't know. So now the topic that we want to like touch up on, it kind of just goes about with anything. We didn't really prepare anything specifically. We have a lot of things going on, but it has to do with trusting yourself, believing yourself, and kind of just pursuing your dreams. It can relate to certain topics we touched on before, but it could be the bridge of what maybe we didn't talk about. So I'll start it off like when you think about like your dreams or things that you want to achieve. Have you ever thought about like moments where you're like, maybe this is just is what it is, a dream and never reality, or maybe I should not pursue this thing, or maybe it's time that I just hang up the towel on that specific goal and move on to something else.
I feel like everybody had that moment. And me myself, obviously, like there's gonna be days where you're just gonna feel like, damn, like it seems so much work, like for that. And yeah, I mean, I've been there. I'm pretty sure I still have caught myself recently there, but it all depends how bad you want it.
What's your train of thought? Like, how do you get yourself out of that? I'm sure there's a lot of people that have those moments where right now they might be going through shit where they're like,
no, I called whoever's close to me, and then I either call my girlfriend or whatever, and a lot of times I'll call you about certain things that I have in my mind, and we talk about it, and then that unveils other things that sometimes things don't seem possible in your mind. Like you're reaching for something, and sometimes things that you have to do to get there don't seem possible or don't seem like you can do them. And then you don't see yourself doing them, and then you speaking to me speaking to someone can help me see it in a way where I'm bugging, like that's possible.
You start listening to yourself a little bit. You're like,
because sometimes you gotta snap at yourself. Like sometimes you lock yourself in a room in your mind, and you're like, oh shit, like what I just walked into.
So let's talk about that. You start off with doubt, basically, right? You start thinking about shit. Maybe you're having a bad day. Maybe things aren't going as well as you want it to go or as fast as you want it to go. So you start thinking about the failure versus the progress, right? So then that starts creeping up. And then a lot of us, what we do is we don't share those thoughts. We isolate.
Isolate them.
So we sit and just start.
And they grow.
Talking to ourselves. And you know that our mind is our worst enemy. It can help us
worst enemy.
out of situations, but it can keep us in situations when we're, in our own mind. So you start thinking about, damn, man, I could have done this differently. Man, maybe I messed up. Maybe it's too late. Maybe I should try something else. Damn, people are gonna laugh at me. Maybe they're laughing at me right now. Maybe they're talking shit about me right now.
Are they even paying attention?
Are they even listening to me, right? And then you start from there, right? So you had a good point. You said you talk to your girl or anybody else, right? And you start talking about what's going on in your mind. And then you start kind of realizing, I'm bugging, like, I sound a little crazy. So when you get to that point where you think you're sounding crazy, what do? Do you just shut up and say, you know what? Or does, normally the person that's listening will tell you something like, nah, man, maybe this, maybe that.
Way, sometimes, like, as I'm speaking, like, everything is just connecting in my mind. Like I'm, like, talking to myself as I'm speaking sometimes. Like, it's like, yo, you bugging. Like, myself is just saying that, like, you bugging. Like, and things unveiled, and it's just like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. We don't got to keep talking about it.
But have you ever been in a situation where you talk to the wrong person about those thoughts and they encouraging those thoughts, and now you're looking at them like, bitch, you're supposed to help me out of this situation. Really is that important to know who you're going to talk to about those thoughts and those doubts?
And you know what's funny? That there's times that I've spoken to my own mother about certain things, and she goes that way.
Like, she'll say like, you'll be like, maybe I shouldn't go and try to hit the gym every single day.
Maybe I shouldn't go to the gym today. Yeah,
and she'll be like,
it's
you're tired.
And then she'll be like,
you're
tired, snowing is bad, whatever.
You're wasting too much time on that. Maybe you should just take a rest today, right? And coming from your mother, you can hear where she's coming from. She's looking at it like, mother always wants you to not to do too much. She's looking
at it as, I'd rather he be in the house than be out
there. Yeah, like, don't go out there and risk your life driving in the snow or whatever. Yeah. But I'm talking about, let's take it outside of a mother. Let's say a friend. You have a friend and you say, yo, it's episode number 6 and we don't have even 1,000 followers yet. We don't have 500 people following us, listening to our shit, and then be like, maybe it's not for you. Like, people have those people that be like, yeah, I told you that shit wasn't gonna work. Maybe y'all guys, you got to do something different. Maybe y'all talking about
Well,
boring.
I don't know, but
boring
I don't feel
things
like
or
that. I
whatever.
don't feel like that would affect me in any way right now, cause like,
But what
at
if
the
those
end of
thoughts
the
are in
day-
your mind? They're feeding into what
Oh,
you're.
yeah, but-
That's what we're talking about.
exactly.
They're feeding into whatever is in your mind, versus trying to snap you out of it and say, "Yo, but you started with 0 and you got 5. So don't you think that from 5 you can go up to 10, and then from 10 you can't go up to 20, and then from 20 you can go up 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and from 100 it could duplicate and triple." And then you be like, word. And then, like, you got to have people that are feed into the positive that you're not seeing at the moment versus the person that's going to be sitting down there and looking at the same level of doubt as you are. So that's important. So now you let's say you get out of that, right? What's your mind after that? What do you start doing? What do you start, what do you do after that? After you get the snapping out of it when you talk to somebody about your doubts about pursuing a dream or something.
well, it depends. I mean, either
Do you take
if-
action?
If I
or-
have, there's something I could do at the moment, then yeah. Then if not, then I just put my mind there. Like, all right, you know what? Like, it's possible.
Yeah.
I know I could do it. So the second I get a chance to
do you
whatever it is,
do you do like a planning towards it? You start, all right, let's go back to the drawing board.
I
Let's
never-
start planning for something.
I've never been the type to sit down and plan things. Like, I just, not that I go things as they go, but like, I don't do things as they happen. But like, I do it all like in my mind
Okay.
and just work with it.
So let's talk about that.
And,
Okay,
and
finish
things
up.
just keep, like, if I do it in my mind, and it just keeps there. It just stays there. Like,
Yeah.
as as I do this, for example, like if I make a plan on saving, I do it in my
Yeah.
mind. So every time, like, I put scenarios where they'll turn on the red light in my mind. Like, for example, like,
Yeah.
I start liking something, I'm like, whoa, I'm bugging. It's not for me right now. So it's like, I actually been doing it for a few months, and it's been working. I've been keeping myself from spending money, from buying things that I don't need and stuff like that. So, and other people might
You
see
bought that
as-
jumpsuit though.
I need
Look
it.
like you're about to start breakdancing.
I
in
needed
this
it.
bitch.
Yo, why? I just caught on to that.
This
Nah,
nigga
I
got
know
the
I'm big
Adidas
break-
suit
I'm on Adidas
and
up.
the
Yo,
damn
Adidas,
shoes.
If you guys are listening to us,
Yo, listen, guys.
I'll be a good
side
person
note.
to sponsor.
Side note, we got video today, so we're gonna have a video version.
Yeah.
At least 10 minutes of our podcast is gonna go up on YouTube for the first time. So keep a lookout on that. We're gonna post a link as soon as we're ready for that. But we do got a video, camera. That's gonna start the process of us being
And we're moving
visual.
on up.
Yeah. So that's another thing to be excited about. So let's clap for that. Let's clap for that. Yeah. Woo. So you said that you have moments where you are about to feed into the things that you're trying to stay away from. Cool. Now, let me chime in on that because I'm the opposite. I write down everything that I'm about to do. It could be a good and a bad thing because sometimes I write down and don't do. I just
Put the
plan.
notebook away and forget.
I'm sure there's other people that just plan, right? Which is important for you to also do.
I mean,
to write.
I write here on my notes.
Okay.
So I mean, it's,
But
it's better writing
yeah,
on paper,
on
but whatever.
piece of paper, put it somewhere.
whatever way it
Sticky
works.
notes that you can have wherever you wake up and you look at it, you see it, kind of like going back to the vision board talk. So I plan too much, right? And you more on the go as you go, and you kind of like analyze everything in your mind. I do the same. I kind of plan out on paper, and then in my mind, I kind of strategically look at the upside of things, what can happen, what do I need to do, plan for the next month, to whatever. Now, for a long time, I had no action. So I didn't have doubt in my mind because I used to hype myself up. I watch motivational videos. I'm like, yeah, nigga, I'm that dude. I'm ready. I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna do this. And I write down all my goals and all that stuff, and then poof, I'm just there. No action, right? And I had a time where I had to get out of that, of no action. Even with the podcast, we talked about it for a while. And one day we just said, you know what, man, I got this. You got that? I got this. Let's work with this. Let's do that. Let's do this. And we just started, right? So that talking we did, it kind of planned. It was kind of like the plan, and then we decided to take action with it at the moment where we were just, you know what, let's just stop talking about it. So, I mean, where I was getting at with that is that sometimes you need to write down things, but you shouldn't be sticking to writing down everything and not doing anything. You know, so
you can also gain a lot of things from writing. So like
yeah,
you can see the
your
growth of
research.
thought, and you can see things that you were going somewhere with, and you never accomplished it, and you were like, you know what,
I
this
gotta
would
go
be
back to
something
this.
good
Yeah,
to
this-
accomplish.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see.
It's good to have written things for your own accountability. So we're talking about planning. We're talking about trusting yourself. You know, we're talking about the doubt that comes in your mind. Now we talked about, do you ever have thoughts of giving up on something that you dream of? So to connect with everything that we spoke about so far, do you believe that some dreams just die, or is it the person that just grows into something else? I mean, I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I
Like,
get what you're saying.
I hear people say, "Well, I had dreams of doing this," right? And you ask them, "Why didn't you do it?" Well, I had to do this, I had to do that, I had to do this, and then I had a family, whatever the case is, right? So I don't believe, in my end, I don't believe dreams die. I believe people just
Nope.
choose either not to, or let circumstances, obstacles, be bigger than those dreams. So that kind of kills the question that I wanted to kind of go with, but it is what it is. Like, in your perspective, do you think that there's dreams that maybe you have, but you have to let go of because they're just not in your favor? And this is a good actually, this is actually good, because you know there's people that want to be basketball players, right?
Mhm.
They're good at ball, but they don't have the height. They don't have maybe the training, or the scholarship, or didn't go to college. You know, those different things that they had to go and pursue a different dream that still gave them the same results. If you get what I'm saying, like there's people that wanted to be rappers to live a certain lifestyle, but they transitioned from rapper to actor, to comedian, to television
It's happened so much.
host, or whatever the case is. So does that mean that you gave up on your dream, or does that mean that you transitioned into your calling? Because we all have dreams. I had dreams of being a cop when I was young, and
Me too.
I ain't no damn cop today.
Nope.
I
Don't
ain't
wanna
no
be
fed.
either.
Don't want to be either. You know, no offense to the cops out there serving
Exactly.
and doing your job, but that's not something that today I look at something like I did back in the day when I
Mhm.
was younger. So could that be the case? So it's not like you quit your dream or gave up on your dream. Maybe you transitioned into what we call our calling, our
And some
our
people,
purpose.
Some people do it. Some people, they use a gift just to use it. I feel like there's
What do you
people that do that. For example, like if someone has the gift of the right voice and you know the right skill to rap, they
Yeah.
will do it.
Yeah.
And you know, yes, they're good at it, and it maybe it's something that just comes so natural to them that you know they like it, they enjoy it, but it's not something they see themselves doing the rest of their lives.
yeah.
So you know, like some people have a passion where they
Mm.
can see themselves rapping until forever, and you know, not getting tired of it. But there's people that don't see it that way. So you know, maybe they used it as opening doors for them to
Yeah.
for other
That's
things
good
that
to-
they might have seen themselves
to
do.
say.
So
Like Drake, I'm gonna use him as an example because the first time I ever saw him was on Degrassi.
Degrassi.
I saw him on TV. I used to think he was a good actor, and he was a better rapper. And now he's made
and a better singer.
all his success through rapping and didn't come through acting. So sometimes it's hard, right? Because you might have had this like set plan and you saw yourself being this guy that filled up stages, rapping, or that created this business and did all these things, and then life turns into something else, and instead of being this big business guy, your calling was to become a pastor, right? And some people, instead of embracing that and still doing what they could do in the business world, and their calling, their spiritual calling, religious calling, whatever the case is, and impact lives and become a big thing, they kind of like dwell on, I was supposed to be this star, and now, God put me here, this is my calling, but, I still have dreams of being this, or I still wanted to do this, or I could have been this big football player, but I hurt my ankle or hurt my knee, can't play no more, and now I'm just here working a regular job. When we have multiple talents. I believe we have multiple talents. We have skills we can grow into, but we have natural talents that we can utilize in different areas in our life.
You know that I feel like that's a problem where a lot of people don't know their talents. Like a lot of people know how to do things and they don't see that's a talent. Like they will have the art of being able to draw. Some people will have the talent of or
numbers, good with numbers,
good at technology, good at figuring things out here and there, or actually good at social media, like really good at social media, and they don't know that that's a talent.
Good at writing, good at expressing what other people can't express, looking at details a certain way and just writing it down. You're like, damn, how you write that?
I feel like that's a problem, and I'm not speaking only to everybody out there, but I'm also speaking to myself, because there's times that I have things that I'm really good at. Like there's things that come to my mind like this. Like for example, like I can sit there and look at somebody struggle with something that I can grab and solve in a second, but I don't feel like that's something like something that I can use for other people. I see it as I know how to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people that do that. There's a lot of people that experience that, and they don't see that that's something that they can use that can benefit them.
But then that's where it comes to you searching for what can you do out there in life that can allow you to use that skill or talent or gift that you have.
Some people don't know how to do it. Some people don't know how to search for their gift. Some people don't have people out there.
They don't need to search for their gift. Okay. They might have a gift that they might not tapped into, but there's a lot of people know certain things that they're good at, and they just fail to pursue it in a serious manner because they just think, well, I articulate myself better than the normal person. I can jump higher than the normal person, but what can I use that for? Like different things that. And look, we can talk about many different. There's people that have a vision for things, that have this eye for fashion, that have this eye for, putting something together and putting junk and making it into an art piece. Like there's these things, and it starts off as something you do on your private time, hobby. You like it, you just enjoy doing it on yourself. And sometimes that thing isn't gonna pay the bills right away. So sometimes it's not even that you don't want to or know how to pursue it. It's just that you don't see financial gain from it, so you feel like it's a waste of your time, and life gets in the way. You need to pay bills. You got things going on right now, so you're gonna have to go and work a regular job or work in corporate America and bust your ass and pay your bills. And then what happens? You forget about those things that you left behind. You forgot about those passion and those things that you wanted to do, because life, you let life took a toll on you. So for some people, they don't know how to use their gifts into a way where they can make it into their life, their lifestyle, their living. And there's some people that just put it away because they don't see or can't see themselves spending time on something that's not going to pay them right now. This podcast isn't going to pay us right now. It might not even pay us ever. And we're cool with that, because we already came in with the mindset that we spend our time doing this because we enjoy it, and because we want to at least bring something different to the table, to the people that like our topics, our content, our style of doing this. We're not here to get all commercialized and start, these ads and having all these different ways. Later on, I'm not gonna say that we wouldn't, because bills have to be paid. But we didn't come in with that mindset. We didn't come in. We're like, yo, this is how we're gonna get rich, and it is what it is. So some people gotta look at just the joy that it brings versus the money that it can bring. Sometimes.
Pero si ustedes quieren pasar 50 pesos,
Dame algo.
dame algo,
O
lo
por lo menos un
cogemos.
slide de pizza.
Anything.
Just something.
We take it, we'll promote, you could work a deal, hit
Yeah.
us up through IG.
And I'll give you the real, man. You're no matter what other people tell you, no matter what happens to you in life, you're your worst enemy at the end of the day when it comes to shit like that. What you tell yourself is what you're gonna believe, what's gonna be truth in your life. So if you say I don't have time to do this because it's not gonna do anything for me in my life, you made that a reality for your life. If you say, well, I suck at this, or I'm not getting as much love as I want, then I'm just gonna stop doing it because people don't fuck with me like that. Like I thought, like you're gonna tell yourself whatever you're gonna believe, you want to believe. There's gonna be people that might influence that, and make it a stronger belief, but it starts with you. It starts with what you started thinking about. So snap out of it, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, give yourself credit for the things that you've done, and don't dwell too much on the things that you haven't. But also don't be complacent with what you've done. Just take a minute out of your day and say thank God I'm here. Thank God I'm doing what I'm doing.
Definitely.
I got it today. I woke up today.
Yep.
I have a job that can bring income. Maybe it's not your ideal job, but guess what? It's bringing money in your pocket. So appreciate that shit and look for something else.
Exactly.
Don't stay where you're at.
Exactly.
But don't spend all your days complaining about where you're at. And that's, something that we're not preaching.
That can also make you feel better.
Yeah, and I'm telling you the truth. It's not even about making yourself feel better. It's about you realizing what it is. Like, this is what it is. I'm here right now because of the decisions I made in the past. So shut the fuck up and stop crying about it. Don't sit back and cry to your friends about where you're at in life, who's not showing you love, who's not doing what they're supporting you, why you're not making as much money as you wish you were. Just realize that wherever you are right now is where you're at right now. It doesn't have to stay like that, but embrace the good things that you have going on. Start feeling better and motivated to get out of that into something better, whether it's a better relationship, whether it's a better car, whether it's a better life, a better apartment, more experiences, more money. All that stuff has to come with whatever you start to do, and it starts with what you tell yourself, what you accept, and what you do about it. So
you talking to me right now. Dead ass.
I mean, hey,
right
listen, man. I'm not even talking to anybody else than myself, because sometimes it's just note to yourself. You gotta realize that whatever you're saying sometimes relate. People can give you advice, but sometimes you just speaking out or realizing shit. You're talking to yourself, and you're just giving a message out to somebody else that might want to hear that or might need to hear that. But that shit is me talking to myself. A lot of times when I go off on a rant like that, or go off on some shit like that, it's just me thinking about my situation and what I should be telling myself, or what I want to tell myself, or what I should be doing. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the case with that, man. Guys got to realize it, that you don't have to give up on your dream. Your dream can become reality through different things or different ways, different people, but you'll never realize that until you get out of your own way and stop telling yourself that it's impossible, that it's not gonna happen. The minute you start telling that shit to yourself, you made that a reality, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And we had other things we wanted to talk about. Right now, I'm not registering them. Do you remember?
Bro, I really like what we just spoke about. I feel like, I mean, if it's doing something for me now in my mind as we speaking about it,
Yeah.
it should definitely be doing something for other people. I'm
When
pretty
they
sure
listen to this,
we're not the only ones that have things that are looking forward to do or have things
Yeah,
that
yeah.
want to do and we're scared of doing. You know, there's plans that I have for myself and I want to accomplish them this year,
hmm
and I'm scared. I'm scared of buying a house.
yeah,
I'm scared of, you know,
that's a commitment.
that's there's a lot of responsibility with that.
Yeah.
It's not you just I bought a house. No, there's a lot of things that come with that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in the
Financially,
mind
all
I'm in
that.
the mindset where also like, you know, I feel like I need to upgrade my car. And
Yeah.
I'm scared of upgrading my car about to get a house. You know?
hmm
And you know, those are things that are scary, but you know, you sit down and you think about certain things and you think about the money you spend and you think about the money that's coming in, and you know, you also think about the partner that you have with you, you know, because
Yeah.
obviously when you go half and half with someone, you know, it's a lot better. But I like to see myself half and half with someone, but I also like to see myself
hmm
moving forward to something, knowing that
Even
at
if
the-
half and half
even
wasn't
if the
there,
half
you
and
got it.
I got it.
Yeah.
So that's what
Okay.
puts me in a position. Like when I think
It
about things,
applies pressure.
I think about things like that, and it puts a little bit of pressure on me because it's like I got it, but I'm gonna be tight. But
Mhm.
it's like, you know what? How does that make me feel? And by that, and sorry to cut you off, but
How does that
before-
make you
before
feel?
I forget,
It's a good
before
question.
I forget, someone. It's funny that we're talking about this because on Saturday, I was having a conversation with a customer at my job, and we were just talking. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess he's one of those people that he started talking to you and things just start unveiling. And we were just talking about, and I don't know how things about a house popped up, and
Mhm.
he's not a real estate, but he buys things that are
He
foreclosure.
flips cribs.
And we started talking, and he's like, "Look, this is one thing that I got, and I forgot who he got it from, but he said, look, write down a goal, and then also after you write down that goal, write down how will you feel when you accomplish that goal, and write down how will you feel if you don't accomplish that goal.
Mhm.
What do you want to feel like? Circle that, and make sure that you're remembering that feeling. The one that you want, obviously, because you're not
Yeah.
gonna want the one that is not when you don't have that goal. Now, if you're strong about the way you're gonna feel when you accomplish that goal, that means you really want that.
Yeah.
So always keep that feeling in mind. So you can.
And to chime into what you just said, it goes with what motivates people. You know that people are motivated differently. There's people
Yeah.
that are motivated by pain,
Yeah.
and there's people that are motivated by pleasure.
Yeah.
Now, what do I mean by that? You're motivated by pain when you know that if you don't do something, it's gonna mess up financially your bank account. Like if you know you don't pay your bill today, you're gonna get a late fee.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to pay more. So
Mhm.
guess what? That motivates you. You're like, I gotta go,
Yeah.
and you go and do everything you gotta do to make sure that you don't pay that late, right? That motivated you to go out and do what you had to do before the pain, which was paying an extra fee, came. There's some people that are motivated with the pleasure of, if I pay, if I do this, I'm gonna look amazing. If I go to the gym today and if I eat and I don't eat all the things that I like eating normally and just stick to my diet, I'm gonna look amazing. And that pleasure of looking at themselves in the mirror, feeling great, looking great, motivates them. So guess what? They go out and do it. There's some people that say, well, if I eat this shit, I'm gonna look like what I look like right now, and I don't want to keep looking like that. And that pain of
Did that
living
happen
that
to me
way,
yesterday?
yeah, and that pain, guess what? Motivates them to stop eating that shit.
You know what? I'm gonna say it out here in the podcast. The terrible thing that I did yesterday, and the most stupidest shit I did. So, we go to the gym, and yesterday we worked out. Like we did a lot of shit. Like we normally do 4 exercises a day, and we go hard. But we did 8 this time. So we did a warm up.
Y'all on a mission to like what?
No, we just
Kill yourself?
We had time, and it was
I got time
it
today.
It was the triceps and the biceps that we
Okay.
were doing, and then we did a little bit of like the stomach, a little bit.
Core. Mm-hmm.
And then we also ran. We did a lot of things mixed up, but we were there for a long time.
Yeah, did a full body workout basically.
Well, for upper body.
Okay.
So we were going through a lot of pain, especially me, because I got to a point where my muscles were giving out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was burning myself out. Like my muscles already stretched out and shit. They're not used to this, so they're like shit. Like I started doing things that I started doing 15 of. The next rep I started
went down
doing
to
10,
like 7,
5. It was like wow.
Yeah.
And but I felt my body getting like my arms getting tight, my getting swollen, and it's like that pain was motivating me because I'm like, all right, I'm getting big because I'm pushing myself, so I'm doing things to get myself stronger. I'm not doing things to look good. I'm getting my body strong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting my body used to lifting this without a problem, whether you can see it on my arms or not. I want to know that I can do it. I want my body to feel like, yo, you can lift that without an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I'm training my body to do. Later on, I'll cut it up. I'll do whatever it is, but I'm more focused about that. And I did that, and it was an awesome workout. I felt great afterwards. I felt sore, but I felt good. I felt like, like this pain brought some good things to my body.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt good about that. And then my stupid ass goes to the mall and buys Chick-fil-A. Like, what the
This nigga goes
but I felt like it's like I need and then I got
bodied that
and then
shit,
I got
did you,
and then
too?
I got Duran next to me, like just my conscience just talking shit.
Yo, you
just
shouldn't be eating that
talking,
shit, my
talking.
nigga.
You shouldn't be eating that.
Yo, you just came from the gym, my guy.
This guy,
What's wrong with
whatever.
you?
But I feel like I needed to
You
get
were
that.
just looking at him like,
I feel like I needed to
I'ma
get that
eat
out
it
the
anyway.
way. Yeah, he was talking all kind of shit. I was still buying it. I was making the line, and he was talking shit.
He ain't eat nothing
I
at the mall?
got it. No, I got it.
Yo.
He sat down next to me. We're eating at the mall. Well, I'm eating at the mall, and he's there talking shit. Yeah, dip it in that sauce. Like, that's going to do you any better. Like, and I'm still looking at him mad as hell. Like, and I'm feeling guilty every bite I take.
Every bite.
I feel worse and worse. And then I started realizing, like, he's fucking with me, but he's right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just went through this amazing-ass workout, and I'm basically damaging part of it by eating this. Well, even like I didn't even like it wasn't even that bad what I got. Like it was some.
You're justifying that. Look,
but
I'm gonna tell you what I ate that was worse.
I felt regret, man. I felt bad. Like I felt like
Yeah.
But then I'm like, you know what? It wasn't that bad. I got it out the way, and I don't want it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I'm gonna tell
sometimes
you
you
this.
gotta get things out the way.
My confession.
Like,
I haven't got to the gym in 3 days
oh
because of everything that I've been doing. And
my. Hey, cool, son.
no, that's real talk.
You can
But
run around
I
the
ran.
block over
I
there.
did. We
Alright.
did go running. Then the snow came and we didn't run. And I ate a fucking Big Mac, bro.
Wow.
Son, I'm talking to my girl and I didn't FaceTime her. So she wouldn't see what I was eating. She would just know that I'm eating something.
You
But I
know,
can't lie.
con pollo.
I can't lie. She goes, what are you eating? And I go, what was that? And I asked her, like, what you say? She goes, what are you eating?
Food.
I'm like, yeah, I'm just. And she goes, what are you eating? I'm like, a Big Mac. I'm eating a fucking Big Mac. And she goes, oh, really? And I go, oh, here we go. She has pictures of my before and after. Well, my before pictures, and then I'm supposed to take some after pictures once I get the results that I want.
You
And
set
I'm
a
like,
time for that?
yeah,
the next
kind of.
picture?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And and then in my mind, I'm saying she's gonna send me the damn picture. She didn't, but she made me feel
She be
guilty
doing
as
that?
fuck. That's the purpose of it. Is for
Oh.
me to look at that picture and say fuck. You know,
Mhm.
like if any moments I'm about to slip up.
That's good.
But the only reason why I ate that is because I needed to. Honestly, it wasn't an option. It wasn't like I had an option at that moment in time. That day, I didn't have an option. I needed to eat something before I went to bed. So I ate that shit, and then I was like, you know what, man?
You should have ate at least the chicken selects or something
Bro,
like that.
I didn't have power over none of that. I'm just telling you, I had a Big Mac.
Okay.
And I'll tell you the story after
Alright.
off air. So,
Se lo compran.
no,
Yeah, that's
not
the
even,
story.
but I got it, and
Got it.
I was like, damn,
All right.
this is what it is, you know? I felt guilty, but then like you, I said, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm moving at my own pace. not gonna justify me eating that, but I'm also gonna forgive myself and just go and move forward and go and do it. Some people they'll eat that, and then you know what happens? They'll continue to do it and say, "I'm gonna just start next week." So I'll just eat bad the whole rest of the week. I just say, you know what? I'm gonna fix that up. Next day, I had a salad. I ate less. You know, and I still look good. I feel good.
Well,
I
you don't
feel
gotta eat
strong.
less. You just gotta eat less
Yeah.
of the bad stuff and more of the good stuff.
Honestly, bro, the last time I had eaten McDonald's, bro, I can tell you honestly, it's been like 5 or 6 months. So it wasn't
I
like
haven't eaten McDonald's in
it
a
wasn't
while.
like I ate that.
Mhm.
Oh, it was just a month of or a week that I ate every other week. I haven't eaten it in a long ass time, and I won't. I won't go back to it again, and I won't do that again. But it was just a moment that I had to kind of like,
Yeah,
you
feel
know, let it be. So, before we finish, I wanna ask this question. I saw this on
you.
Instagram. I
Salió
posted
fino
it
eso. Before we finish.
before we finish.
Comida espagueti.
Before we finish the episode and before we wrap it up with the Note to Self Monday message of the week, there was a question. Sorry, guys, that came across, and I posted it on our Instagram, on the Cause and Effect Podcast Instagram, which was a girl said, girls should not pay half of the rent. A man should do that. And I'm probably chopping it up because it was a lot more stronger than that, what she said, and a lot better
I remember that.
expressed. But yeah, I know you saw it. What do you feel about that?
Si tú
And-
trabajas, tú vas a pagar.
you know what I'm saying? Like, she said basically, if you're paying half and half with your girl, she's not your girl, she's your roommate.
That's ridiculous. That's
y'all not
ridiculous.
in a relationship. That's a
No.
roommate.
That's
How do you
that's
feel about
ridiculous.
that? I have my
Well-
own, and I'm not gonna go away. I'm actually agreeing
Alright.
to a certain extent with what she said.
I also do. I also do in a way. But then again, like, come on now. So basically, I'm gonna sit here and because obviously, like, it all depends on the position that I'm in. Because
Mhm.
if I got money coming in where I can do it, then
Yeah.
I don't see a problem. You know, if I got that, and you know, I could do whatever else that I need to do for myself and for us, then yeah, why not? You feel me?
Mhm.
Why don't even work if you don't want to? You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
I got it. If I'm in that position. Now, if we're both working hard, if we're both struggling, if we're both, you know, putting out the why not?
Yeah, yeah,
You know, why wouldn't you help out with half of the rent or
yeah.
or even you know, half of the rent doesn't need to be half of the rent because it could be a total of expenses in the house for the month.
Groceries,
Your groceries,
light
things
bill.
you need, light bills. You know what I'm saying? I might pay the rent, I might pay other things, and you might pay the other things that
that
might
add
be
up to
easier
shit
for
too.
you to pay or whatever the case
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Okay,
Um,
and to cut you off real quick, because I am cutting you off because I want to read. I had one of our listeners, Erilyn is her name. She sent a very long message
Mhm.
explaining her take on it because we had people ask. We
Okay.
asked it and we had people text. I had another, my cousin Albert. He gave me his take on it as well. But I'm gonna read a little bit what she said. She says, based on my opinion only on a hardworking couple, because there could be so many buts. The typical, what if the woman marries someone rich, or all the way around? What if the man earns more? What if the woman is not working, and so on? This topic can be endless. Also, I forgot to mention that I have noticed that men pay rent. Oh, wait. It says, notice when men pay rent, they feel they have some type of power. And if they are like macho,
Yeah, some man be like, "Oh, I
not
pay
sure,
the bills here, so I
you
do
know,
whatever I want."
mhm.
Yeah, there's some men like
she
that.
put in parentheses, not sure how to translate this word in English. I'm gonna read everything on this. Most likely, they will only talk about how the woman is living off of him because he pays everything. But sometimes it could be contradictory because he does not want his partner to work. So she wrote a longer message, and I'm not gonna have all the time to go
Yeah.
through the whole message.
Like,
But she said that there's times where, let's say, the man does go out and pay everything, and the woman doesn't pay for rent. There's men that do take that shit out and say, well, you're living under my roof. I pay the rent. If you don't like it, then leave. And then the girl goes, damn, like, nigga, like, you offered to pay. You don't want me to work. Or how about a commitment, I believe. Okay, so her take is that right? And her person- but-
I have a perfect example for both of them.
But
'Cause I-
before you give that, my take on that is, the man, if he got it, he should.
yeah,
I believe if
I don't see
I,
nothing wrong with
if and honestly, if he is not even a, if in my situation is I have to have it. I have to, I believe in that man leads in the household. I'm gonna provide for my family, my wife, my girl. I'm gonna do all I have in my power because that's just what I want to do. My dad is an example of that. He raised me to believe that and to see that, and he's taking care of all of us with his effort, and he made sure that my mom was a stay-at-home mom and raised us. That was her job. That was his job to make sure that he put the bread in the table. Now, times have changed. It's not the same. I get it. And if you're both working towards a goal, like my cousin said on his message, he said, well, if you both are working towards a goal, it does make sense to help each other out. But it doesn't necessarily have to be the rent. She can be the person that buys the household items, like groceries, things that we need, curtains, the bedding, the decorations for the room. She's taking time out to do those things, and that's appreciated because you're taking in expenses that I would have to pay for and taking them upon yourself to do so. I'm going to take care of the rent, and if, I have to take care of the light bill and the cable, so be it.
Exactly.
Now, if she has her own car payment, then she's also taking expenses, because if you got to understand, when you live with somebody, it's just not you anymore. It's you guys got to become one. And any expense that comes in the household, it's like, no, we're living together, but this is mine and this is yours. No, you guys are one. If you don't believe in marriage,
and they're gonna start fighting. They're gonna start fighting like brothers and sisters when if they keep doing that.
If you don't believe in marriage, you gotta believe in that. Regardless of what, if you believe in marriage or not, the purpose of it is to become one flesh.
Yeah.
You gotta become one with the person that you want to live the rest of your life with, and that comes with expenses, that comes with the responsibilities, the compromises, and all those things. You can't live off of your own, this is mine, this is yours, you pay that, I pay this. No, this isn't just 50-50. This is 100% from both of us. And sometimes you might be the person, if you're the man, that has to take up that responsibility. If you're not ready for that, then don't put yourself in that predicament. Don't act like a man and then be scared to be one. So that's my take on it, like, I personally am working hard and doing everything that I'm doing right now. So when that comes to the time that I have a wife, or I propose and I'm ready to move in, that I can, like you said, if we can go half, that's cool. But my ideal way to go about it is I'm going to take care of this, you take care of that, and we work on other things together. But this right here is my responsibility. And I'm not going to use that as a power move where I got the upper hand. It's just a responsibility that I want to take upon to make sure that I do what I got to do, as a man. As a man. And a lot of men are not being men today, are being fucking crybabies. They're freaking boys. We gotta, a lot of soft ass people, bro.
You're going to probably what
I'm gonna go to a whole nother level.
But you're
of rant,
going
my
to
nigga.
like what I'm probably thinking you will answer in a way where when I ask you this question. I heard this question, and this is happening. Like you said earlier, times have changed, and you never know. For example, in what position one of them is. Because let's just
wait. Before you say it, you know what niggas sound like right now? Like that.
Through my mind. But,
continue.
like we were talking about, there's positions where the female is actually doing really good at a job. And maybe the male gets laid off.
I had this convo with my cousin last night. Yeah.
And then maybe the girl now is like, yo, maybe you should stay at the house and take care of the kids or the kid or whatever it is. Or maybe you can stay home and then, get yourself back up on your feet. And some men get aggressive about that.
They feel inferior.
Some men get aggressive about that. Like, oh, this and that. And then some men actually take it and then they become a fucking potato. And some men feel
they live it at home with mom and dad.
Yeah, some men feel
that's
ashamed.
what I'm trying to get out of. You feel me?
Some men feel ashamed because
mom and dad
feel
part
like,
not with a girl.
Some men feel ashamed because they feel like the woman of the house.
Yeah.
because they're taking care of the kids, they're washing clothes, they're cleaning plates, they're cooking, and then while the wife is working.
I'm gonna give you look. I had this convo with my cousin last night, and we were talking about situations where the girl is making more money, and how does that make the man feel when they feel limited to their resource, and the girl says, "I got it," you know? And I told them it sucks when you feel that way, but it's also, you know, it's understood nowadays. Girls, okay, my position. Girls are very good at certain things, right? A lot of things, but I've seen that, you know, they're intelligent. They're good at following directions in certain things and making sure that things get done. So some girls that go to school and have a good, you know, have good grades, get out of good college, they get into a good job. And I'm not trying to say like it's an advantage, you know, or whatever the case is. And I'm trying my best to make it what sound exactly how we spoke about it the other night. But the point was, girls got opportunities in certain positions and jobs, and some guys are taking the route of doing their own thing, and that takes some more time. That takes, like, if a girl, like, okay, bet this is the best example. Let's say I got out. In my example, I didn't go to college. I didn't take that route. I took a rougher route. My girl, she graduated college. She got access to a higher paying job at the moment. Me, I'm getting it out the mud. Like, I'm out here trying to create my own thing. I'm doing certain things, and I'm now have a office job that's gonna also allow me to be in the same bracket as her. But that's not where the end comes for me. I have other things that I'm working on to become bigger, but those are gonna take time. Those things are gonna take losses. There's gonna take times with no money, and you're gonna feel like you don't got it. You know, you're gonna feel like she has it over you, or you know, and sometimes you just gotta let your pride and kind of go, man, because it's temporary. As long as you don't stay there, you know, as long as you don't stay there and you live off of your girl,
Yeah,
it's understood, because there's gonna be a
don't
time.
don't live off your girl.
Nah, don't. And look, she might end up in a situation, God forbid, that she needs you. You know, you're finding while you're building and you get to that point where you're doing well, you never know. She might fall in a position where she doesn't have it, or her job lays her off.
Or she
Guess
doesn't
what?
have to do that
Now you
anymore.
could do the same thing you did for her, and now you feel like you guys got each other's back. That's the point of a relationship, is to be, you know, each other's backbone and so
Support.
you know, support system. So there's different ways to go about it, because there could be so many different situations. We can go through so many different scenarios where people took advantage of that. Some people did the wrong thing. Some people, you know, shitted on the person after they started doing well, and then after the person had them, you know, the whole entire time when they didn't have anything, you know, and it sucks. But I can only speak for myself in this topic and my perspective and my views on it. And I just believe that everybody should just work together and accept each other's situation at the moment and get out of it, you know, and don't be that, you know, that person that throws shit in people's faces when they're in bad places in their life.
And appreciate that, man. If you got a girl that's willing
Yo.
to help you out, that's willing to
Shout
you
out
know,
to the good girls
Yo.
out there holding it down. I have a very good girl.
I got one that's always there for me when I need something, when those short weeks are there,
Yeah.
when you need that hand there, you know, she got me, but I also got
Same
her.
here.
You
Yeah.
feel me? And the thing is that
And we don't
have that-
count. And we don't count.
exactly
we don't
have
keep
that
count. We
thing
don't
of
be like,
oh,
hey,
yo, but you gave,
I
gave
did this
you
last
and I
time,
gave
you
you
know, we
that,
don't
and I
do
did
that
this.
shit.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, yo, I need help with this. Boom. She tells me she needs help with that. Boom, here it is. It's not like, oh, but no, none
We
of
understand
None
that
of
certain moments hit us at a certain time unexpectedly sometimes, and we need that help. And that's why I believe, you know,
And
we're
that
here
gotta,
for.
that gotta come out of you. You feel me? That gotta be.
Yeah.
That gotta come out of whatever type of person you are. You know, but Yeah, shout out to all of you.
Hey, another round of applause. Let's go. So we're coming to the end, guys. We're an hour into the podcast. If you made it this far, you are a real one, and
Word.
we did our job. We made it interesting enough to want to get you all the way towards the end of the
Yeah.
podcast. So we're gonna end it with this, man. Note to self, message of the week, and drum roll, please. If I find the drum
Oh,
roll,
come on.
I should have had that on all set and ready.
Yeah.
All right. Drum roll. So we're gonna have to do the drum roll again because I can't find the note that I made on that.
This guy.
Man, listen, guys. You guys fuck with us. You love us how we are. How we
Believe
come.
You lost that shit, and I was
Nah,
gonna
but-
write it.
Drum roll, please. Here we go. Note to self Monday message of the week is be willing to accept temporary pain for permanent happiness.
And we already went through all that in the podcast.
Yo,
so.
listen, you got to go through pain. You got to go through uncomfortable situations. And it might not be permanent happiness, but it could be long lasting. It could be satisfying. And it could definitely be, in a place where you want to be, which will create happiness and happy moments.
Yeah.
So
Stop thinking. A lot of people gotta stop.
stop running
thinking-
from the pain.
No, but a lot of people need to stop thinking YOLO and stop thinking that it might take a little too long. You don't know what
Yep.
you're gonna miss out. No, you gotta sacrifice a few years of your life for what's gonna come in the future.
Yep.
You know. So it's gonna if it's gonna take you going through that, then that's what you have to do. But you have to stay focused.
It's only temporary. It's only temporary. It's not permanent. You know how it becomes permanent? When you stay on it. When you just relive it every single day and keep going and going back to those moments that cause you pain. Those moments are temporary. Happiness could be forever. Happiness doesn't have to come from things. It comes from within. But sometimes you got to go through outside pain and endure certain pains mentally in your mind and stuff like that to get to those points where you can say, yo, I'm happy, I got to where I want to go. This is the joy I wanted to feel, so straight to the point and simple, guys.
This was a
This is
great
the end.
podcast, man.
Yeah, we
This-
talked
I
about a
hope-
lot of good
I mean,
things.
This don't get us wrong, guys. I mean, a lot of this is us talking to ourselves too. It's not
That's
like
it,
we
man,
got
like,
it. We ain't we ain't successful. We ain't the perfect guys in the
Nigga,
world. We're
y'all
talking
follow
to
me on
ourselves.
Instagram. Y'all know how we live.
So,
we not
just as
all the
we-
way there yet.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
always the key word is yet.
Yeah. And just as we're taking something out of it, we hope that you guys are also getting something out of this.
Yeah, man. And if you don't, then cool. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it.
So, guys, to end the show, shout out to all the people. Shout out to our listeners. Shout out to the new people that are gonna tune in. Shout out to all our loved ones that show love and all those people that show love. You guys are appreciated. We're always gonna shout you out and we're always gonna show you love. Now, we're gonna end it off with my guy, Jump Out. That's the guy that was playing in the beginning of the podcast. Dude is making it happen, making moves out here in Paterson, New Jersey. He's been grinding. His story is deep. We're gonna have him here on the podcast, and we're definitely gonna have him share his story on how he's, how he started, where everything came about, with his music career, and how that even, transitioned from what he was doing prior to making music and being what he calls himself, the voice of the hood. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Cause and Effect Podcast, episode number 6. Thank you for tuning in, guys.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Dubs, VIP in the club, bottles above. No thotties allowed in my section. Y'all thirsty, dying for attention. But we don't get these hoes affection. Now they mad, blowing up my mentions.
Never met a bitch that I couldn't love. Never met a bitch that I couldn't fuck. Never leave the house without no